Hey guys, how's it going? Just wanted to do a follow-up video after I posted a little bit about the Gigabyte Aero 15x. Pretty much people are asking me, how's the battery life? How's the gaming content, creating stuff? Temperatures, does it overheat? Build quality, is there screen bleed? All that type of stuff. So I was gonna post that today and do a short video and let you guys know all that stuff. I don't really get super technical with this stuff. I mean, I just kind of go off my own personal experience and using the device, but I mean, I'll try to be as thorough as I can for everybody. But all right, I'll get to it. Bye. Alright guys, so this time I came prepared. I know this isn't anything to do with the computer, but man, last time I got so hungry doing the video, I wanted to make sure I had some snacks beforehand. Alright everybody, it might sound a little weird in here. I'm actually in my bathroom. But the reason I'm in here is because I wanted to show you guys the backlight bleed. And really the best way to do that, I think, is to get into a dark room. And since I live on the Florida Georgia line, it's really bright outside and almost impossible any place else. And this room has no windows. So anyway, yeah, as you can see, I got a little flashing, changing colors effect on the keyboard. You can actually change this in software. It's another thing, if anybody wants to know, it's pretty cool about the laptop. Personally, I don't much care about it. I just wish I could, dim them and brighten them. That's all I really care about. But yeah, as far as the backlight bleed, the best way to show that, I think, is to either put up a black image or to just hibernate the computer. So I'll put the computer in hibernate mode, let it hibernate. It's gonna get really dark in here for a second because you're not gonna be able to see anything. But yeah, that's how much the laptop brightens up a room, in case you're wondering. So at nighttime, you see what I was talking about. I'll talk about it later, but these lights are super bright. All right, so it's pitch black in here. And just watch as I turn this on. You'll see how much backlight bleed there is. So there you go. And looking at the video, it's a little exaggerated, to be honest, of the video compared to my eyes. But I can do it one more time and I'll get a different angle because I'm kind of sitting down a little bit lower. So I'll hibernate the PC again. And yeah, they really should have made it so you could turn these lights off because they are bright in the nighttime when you're watching a video or something. All right, so try to get it more from a dead-on angle. When I turn it back on, more like maybe looking down from sitting position. And there you go. And as you move around, it kind of changes with the camera, so it's kind of hard to detect, to be honest. But when I'm looking at it, it is so minimal. But with the camera, as you can see, when you're moving around like that, it gets really exaggerated. So yeah, I'll end that here and I'll carry on with the rest of the video. So I have it on battery saver mode with the brightest settings. Usually I won't use the brightest, usually I'll use suggested down there. So, and I mean, I have like a little Android emulator on, a couple of Android studio images, IDE sessions going, little Ubuntu session going, email, and Internet Explorer with, quite a bit of tabs open like I normally do. I get too many tabs open and just get so many things going. Just can never get back to closing them, but we're working through the projects. We're gonna get them done. But anyway, So as you can see, with all this stuff going, right? All this stuff going, I can still get easy, you know, 7 hours, 8 hours of battery life. And I think that's pretty impressive. I have like a special situations. The kind of like the whole reason why I got this laptop is I wanted to not be tethered to my desk right here, right? I mean, why would I make a new? Why would I buy a new laptop if I got this thing? I mean, this thing is pretty awesome. No, I'm not gonna lie, I love that computer. I built it, my first water cooling setup and everything. But the reason why I got all these wires everywhere is got a project going on, but don't worry about that right now. Basically, I wanted to be untethered from my desk. And the reason why I wanted to be untethered from my desk is because, as you can see outside, got a nice Jeep, and I want to be able to go and work wherever I'm at. And I'll do a rundown about that later. But anyway, that's the reason why I was trying to get this laptop, is because battery life. I looked at the MSI, what is it called, the Stealth Pro or whatever, and it looked pretty good, and it was honestly a little bit cheaper than this laptop. But this laptop, you know, had that gigantic battery. It's like the biggest battery you can fit. When people are doing teardowns and stuff, they said it was like 96 watt hour battery. So I was like, man, that's perfect. That's what I want. I want the biggest battery. I'm not going to buy anything that's going to have a smaller battery, because I mean, even things like the Asus whatever, Zenith or whatever it's called, the one that kind of like flips up on the bottom over here. That one looked pretty cool, especially after they fixed the trackpad and everything. That one looked pretty cool, except, you know, the battery life was horrible. And this one also has the really nice bezels, so that's why I liked it. I think this screen is honestly really nice. I mean, I can go to some of my photos and I can show you. So I mean, here's something that's pretty much perfectly white, and now it's going to be kind of degraded with the camera, obviously, and it's not perfect lighting and everything, but I mean, it's still pretty good. No problems. It's me and my family right there. My grandpa, dad, and me, obviously, my daughter. But yeah, I mean, colors look really nice. The backlight bleed is not something you gotta worry about, you know. I mean, unless you're, you know, really particular about it, then maybe you might be upset about it. But I'm not worried about it. I think it looks fine. And maybe have some battery life tests now. So right now it's saying I have about 5 hours of battery. So that's just the average of what I've been doing right now. So if I was to, you know, only have maybe one of these Android Studio things, maybe I didn't have the emulator going at the same time, but 5 hours with 2 huge IDEs running, okay? This is a Java-based IDE, I'm pretty sure. The Android Studio is. And so Java is like really, usually not very sippy on resources, you know. It uses a lot of resources. It uses a lot of memory, uses a lot of space, so I mean, you can take that into account. The Mail app's running, you know, IE with a bajillion tabs. So, I mean, if I was to play a video, when I go to sleep at night, sometimes I'll have this this computer, you know, next to me, and I'll watch a movie or something like that, and I can watch the whole entire movie no problem. So, I mean, for what I need it for, it works pretty good. The only thing I don't like, honestly, is these bright, super bright lights. And I looked in the BIOS, and I couldn't find a way to disable it. You know, I mean, maybe there is. If somebody knows, let me know. I was just honestly going to take a Sharpie and kind of black them out, because man, when it's nighttime and you're trying to sleep, these lights like literally will shine. Or you're trying to watch a movie, you know, and you got this thing like up on your lap on a pillow or whatever, and then these lights are shining directly into your eye. That kind of sucks. But as far as, you know, overheating, I can have this thing sitting on my lap like this when I'm doing my programming and stuff like that. If I was playing a game or doing benchmarking, I think the underside of the laptop is going to get a little hot. You might want to put like a pillow on your lap, and then put, you know, the laptop on the pillow or something like that. You know, it's personal preference. If you had jeans on, you know, it probably wouldn't even affect you. So it doesn't get like blazing hot. And the build quality on this thing is pretty nice. Like, I'm pressing down right now pretty hard. I'm not like trying to break it, but I'm giving it a good, you know, hold as much as you'd like pick it up, right? And it's pretty good. And as far as, you know, the hinge mechanism, it's nice, it's stiff, stays where you put it, so that's good. For the build quality, I'd have to say, you know, I'd give it a solid 8. I mean, because I had the Razer Blade, right, which is probably like considered one of the best laptops in terms of build quality, even though I don't like the design very much, but that's personal preference. It's like super solid, right? And then there's the MacBook Air, which is, you know, another one that's, you know, that super solid designs, got the screws on the back that are you know, kind of just, there's no hole where the screws are on the MacBook. So I mean, to me, that doesn't like take away from it, but to me it kind of shows that they didn't have the same kind of design specifications in mind. So I mean, it's still really nice. It also has these vent holes on the bottom, which, you know, for me, I don't really like that, just because if I'm going to put this thing down, you can't always expect me to have a laptop and expect to be able to draw air from the bottom of the laptop. But that's just me, because I'm going to put this on a bed, I'm going to put this on a couch, I'm going to put this on surfaces that aren't going to always be perfectly flat. And I kind of think like that's like a bad design choice, you know, in my opinion. But, you know, as far as, you know, the build quality goes, though, the materials used, it's really nice. So, I mean, there's a little bit of give and take on some of this stuff, just because, you know, even the Razer Blade, it doesn't have this really awesome, you know, super slim bezel. And it's not a 15.6 inch laptop with really super nice screen. You know, as far as having my hands on this and getting fingerprints and stuff, you guys can see, I mean, there's some fingerprints, but my Razer Blade was super bad with fingerprints. And this one, for the most part, I mean, it's got fingerprints on there, but you can't really notice it as much as you could with the Razer Blade. And I think if they would have gone with a little bit more of a kind of gunmetal finish, or even, you know, more of a silver finish like the Apple MacBooks or MacBook Air or whatever, then I think it would have been nicer. This kind of floppy space bars, kind of, it's not as nice as it could be, in my opinion. But, you know, that's not that big a deal. You can still click it, but as you can even hear, it's kind of like, it kind of sounds flimsy a little, but you know, it's not that big a deal to me. I think it'll be fine. It'll last long enough, you know. I don't really expect these laptops to last more than, you know, 3 years probably, maybe 5 in my opinion, just because all the laptops I've been through, just depending on how hard you are on them, you know, just depends person to person. But yeah, as far as I know, this laptop is designed pretty well. But one thing I could say is, if you plan on picking this laptop up like this, right, with the back of the hinge, the laptop kind of wants to open. So that's kind of opens a little bit. Now the good thing is this laptop doesn't like automatically turn on if it gets opened. So I mean, that's kind of good, because it's not going to matter anyway if that happens. So usually when I carry it from the bottom like this, so that doesn't kind of flap open. But as you can see, it's a thin laptop, super thin. And I have already used this SD card slot, and it works pretty well. So yeah, I mean, that's my pretty much all my opinion on this thing. This thing it's a good laptop. It works really well. I wish they made it so that you could dim these. I mean, maybe they do in software. I haven't checked it out. But yeah, somebody asked me about the gestures. And what I was talking about with the gestures is, if you have like 3 fingers and you're in Internet Explorer or something, or Edge, and you want to swipe left to go back, that works. Just took a little update. If you want to, you know, right click, you can use 2 fingers. There we go. It was working. There we go. So yeah, you can use 2 fingers, right click on there. Works pretty well. You know, so I mean, I've been taking this video for about almost 20 minutes right now, and it was at 5 hours battery life, and now it's jumped up to 5.5 hours. So I mean, the Windows averaging for this battery life thing is not exactly accurate, but in my experience, you know, working on the go, I got a couple pictures I'll probably show on here or whatever when I go to the beach or something with my laptop sometimes, and this thing works pretty well. And I can even throw on a quick video. In a video right now. So we'll just go and have the video playing in the background. And I mean, it's unplugged, and right now for some reason, can you see it? Come on. Come on. Anyway, it says 7.5 hours. So I mean, I just started a video, and the time for battery life jumped from 5.5 hours to 7.5 hours. So I don't know, that the battery life thing is kind of wonky, but in my experience, just using it, you know, doing a little bit of Android apps, maybe web development stuff, maybe working on some Qt things or something, it's nice, man. It works really well. So I would say that no complaints from this laptop. I'm thoroughly glad that I made this purchase. I mean, if I was to design like the perfect laptop, I would definitely have some critiques, you know, but I think it's a really good laptop for, you know, $2,000. Maybe some people think, you know, that's kind of expensive for a laptop, but this is a really powerful laptop. This laptop has a 1070 in it, has 6 cores in it, stays really cool. It's, you know, got a really great battery life. It's got room for up to 32 gigabytes of RAM, and then it's got, you know, 2 NVMe SSD slots. So I mean, that's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, I could probably do a little gaming to show you how it sounds, and we can maybe play for like, I don't know, 10 minutes, and then we can see what the battery life is like afterwards, what it says the battery life is going to be. It's probably going to say it's going to be like an hour or two, to be honest with you. So there's a little Diablo 3. Oh, it's got another update or something. All right, well, I'll just pause it for now, and I'll let you guys know what it's like. All right, guys, so we're in Diablo 3 right now, and we'll just do a quick run, maybe play for, I don't know, half an hour or so. And I got it on my lap right now, and as you can see, I don't have it like directly on my lap. I'm kind of like leaned back in the chair, and it's kind of in between my legs, so it's got lots of airflow, right? So we'll kind of test that out, and we'll see how it goes, and I'll show you guys the kind of after battery life. All right, see you in a bit. Alright guys, so that's going to be the end of the video. If you want to watch the rest of the gameplay, I'll just make that a separate video because I don't think everybody wants to watch that. So yeah, the laptop's a really great laptop. I don't have any complaints about it. Of course there's some things I would change if I could, but if you're worried about build quality, if you're worried about backlight bleed, if you're worried about, you know, the battery life, this is like one of the best laptops you can get for battery life. I think the only one that's better is the Surface Book, which that only has a 1060 in it, so it's not going to be quite as capable. It also doesn't have a Thunderbolt 3 port, which means, you know, that future upgradability. You're not going to be able to plug this into, you know, an eGPU dock or, you know, a bunch of other things. So, yeah, this laptop's, it's a good laptop, and I recommend, you know, if you're looking for the best of the best laptops, this is one of the top 3 at least. So yeah, you guys take it easy. Bye.